Yes, welcome to No Ideas Original featuring Shannon, Mr. Rob, and Zane. What's up, brothers? How y'all doing?
What up?
What up?
Having a good Friday? Yo, Zane, you getting rain down there? We getting destroyed up here with the rain.
Yeah, man. It's like a swamp down here. I feel like we down in the bayou right now, man.
For real. It's crazy.
Yep. I mean, I don't really like the rain. The rain and snow, I don't like that stuff, man. But this rain, it's been like the last 2 days, I think, consecutively. So hopefully we get some sunshine. I haven't looked at the forecast lately, but hopefully we get some decent sunshine next couple of days or whatever.
Yeah, I think there's supposed to be some sun tomorrow, but you don't want no snow. You might have to move a little further south, Zane.
I don't want no snow, man. Nah, I mean, but you gotta look at it too, bro. Like the last 2 years, we barely got snow for Christmas. It always was like light flurries and I don't know how it is up there, but down here it's like, light flurries in February type stuff for the last 2 years.
Nah, me and Rob were talking about that on our way to Brooklyn, and I was saying everybody I talk about climate change ain't real. When
that stuff is real, man.
Every Christmas there was snow on the ground. Now it's 80 degrees on Christmas.
Yeah, right. Man. Global warming is real, bro.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. It usually hit after Christmas. Like you get no Christmas, then December 29th, right to New Year's, you get smacked.
Yeah, man. Yep.
Yeah. You know what's the sad thing? When I didn't have an HOA and I had to shovel snow, that's when we was getting blizzards. Now I got HOA and they shovel the snow. Ain't a damn drop of snow on the ground, but they still collecting my HOA money.
On time too, right?
Oh man, so we got a special show for y'all today. We got an entrepreneur that we're about to bring in on the conversation.
There is a little feedback, y'all. I think I heard a little feedback still.
Yeah, I think it's on your end, Zane. I think it's on your end. We got Mr. Ray Robinson. Whiskey Wright. What's up, Ray? How you doing, man?
Hey, how y'all doing? Thanks for inviting me.
What's up, bro?
Wonderful, man.
What up, Ray? What's going on, brother, man?
Hey, I'm here, man. I'm here.
Yo, Ray, see if you can turn your volume up a little bit so we can hear you a little bit louder.
All right. Oh yeah, it's up now.
Yeah, that's much better. Much better. Right. So let's get right into it. Entrepreneur, and usually when I think about entrepreneurs, especially brothers, my mind automatically goes to they're doing stuff with fashion. I've seen brothers do stuff with car wash and everything. But here you guys are, Black Owned Distillery. How does one get into the whiskey business?
Well, first of all, me and my business partner, he named Edwin Wright. So that's what the company. That's where you get Whiskey Wright from.
There's a little bit of feedback. Still, I don't know who's in this on.
Yeah, I'm on the internet. I'm
That's not me. It's not me anymore.
Try turning it down just a little bit, Ray.
Okay.
Good. A little bit better. All right, go ahead.
I know what it is, Ray. There's no speakerphone thing going on, right?
No, I don't have you in my headphones.
Yeah, it sounds like speakerphone for some reason.
Yeah, I got my mic on.
Okay, go ahead. Try.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Too much feed.
Yeah, it's a lot of feedback coming up on your You got headphones, maybe?
I can get them if you give me 2 seconds.
Okay, take your time, bro.
Yeah,
cool.
Yo, so while we waiting for Ray to come back, we can talk about something else that's been popular.
I can hear it.
Yeah, me too. Can you hear it?
I still hear it.
Zane. It may be your headphones, Zane. It may be your headphones.
Nah, they ain't my headphones. Cause you actually hear it once I start talking. It'll be some static. Actually, I turned mine off now too.
Okay.
It's off.
All right. I don't know what it is. But yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about your thoughts on stuff with Ice Cube.
Oh man, son. If anybody could get someone to negotiate $500 billion on the table, come on, man, that's a lot of money. How you can't turn down $500 billion? I don't know, son.
Yeah.
Well, also, nah, break it down to people that's gonna be chiming in on live. Some of them might not even know what's going on.
So, Rob, try muting yours for a minute. Try muting yours. You just muted Zane? Try muting yours, Rob.
Yeah, it's clear now.
This is me.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It's whoever's muted.
Who's muted?
It might be me.
With the headphones on.
Go ahead, Ray. So tell us. We'll come back into the Ice Cube thing, but tell us a little bit about how you got into the whiskey business.
So my business partner, he's an executive chef. We were working for Hilton. As I was a chief engineer. That's my background, engineering. I've been an engineer for 10 years. But my business partner, one day I walked past his office and he's an executive chef. So we would kind of, interact with each other because I have to go down there and deal with, issues dealing with the kitchen and the restaurant. So one day I went past his office and I smelled this cherrywood smoked whiskey right here, man. Right. So nice. I smelled this. He had it in his office, and he was making it in this small barrels. And I had already had a few different companies, clothing companies, a little just stuff here and there that didn't really pan out the way I wanted it to. And as an entrepreneur, I think you never give up, So one of the things that happened was he was making it for our 50th anniversary. Like it was like an anniversary party for Hilton, and he was giving it out to everyone at the party, just to let them sample some different stuff. And everyone loved it at the party. So me just watching what he was doing, we watching people from all over the world come to Hilton and actually enjoy this whiskey. It was very important. I just watched it and something clicked in my head. Say, you know what? Let me take this back to the neighborhood. You know what I mean? Let me see. All right. Now that I see that everybody around the world, no, I don't need them. Everybody around the world like it. I'm like, hold up, man. We got people coming from all walks of life, and they all was in love with it. So I'm like this. I'm from DC, so I mean PG County, DC area. So I be on both sides.
That's that hustle time.
I had to take it back to the city first. I took it over in Southeast. Tell you the truth, I took it right in Southeast, off of MLK to some dudes I know be out there, right? And I let them try. Then I took whoever just unmuted. All right, so I took it to the Maryland side to my dudes over Suitland, and everybody over there loved it. So to me, it was a no-brainer. I went back to my business partner now, who is Edwin Wright, and asked him, like, listen, how can we manufacture this, or can it be manufactured? And he was like, he told me, yeah. I mean, he knew how to do it. And I was like, so you can actually, I had to ask him twice. So you can actually manufacture this right here?
That's right.
And he was like, yes, I can manufacture. So both of us started putting our money together and purchasing up the things we needed to purchase a distillery. We just basically went online and started doing research and found out. First, we wanted somebody else to make it for us. And they wanted to charge us, man, I would say about $150,000 to start it all your own liquor brand. They were like trying to charge us that much.
Right.
And that was just to start the process and not even give us much inventory.
Right.
So we looked at it and said, because Edwin already knew how to make it, we thought to ourselves, hold up, we were doing this backwards. Why would we go pay somebody 150 grand to make it when we could pay less to own our own distillery and make it ourselves?
That's dope. That's dope. That's right.
Because as an entrepreneur, you can still have someone make it, and that's what we're doing now. We're making it for other entrepreneurs, but we're not charging them that price, you know. But anyway, I'm gonna get to that in a second. But so we basically put our heads together and started the company. And I named it after him because we wanted to name it after him. I pushed him to name. He's a humble dude. He didn't even want it to be named Whiskey Wright. He wanted it both
name. That's a dope name too,
it's
son.
a dope name. Listen, when I told him, I had to go to his office, man. I went to his office and I said, listen to me, hear me out. Whiskey Wright. Listen to the name. The Wright brothers, the word right. And I was telling him, I said, it's only right. And I kept on telling him, it's right. So if you see this, the reason why you see the background and everything is made in Virginia. And the bird is the cardinal bird is the state bird. So that's what
I was gonna ask that. I was gonna ask that question too, man.
Yeah, so I wanted to give you that really quickly. And because we make it in Virginia and we do everything in Virginia. My business partner, he's from Virginia. You know, he's been living in VA. I'm like, I ain't tripping off. You know, at first I wanted to put some DMV, DC into it, but then I thought about it. Listen, Virginia buys $1.4 billion worth of liquor a year.
You doing your numbers, bro. You doing your numbers. That's what's up, man.
Very smart.
So we then, we then formed the company, and basically, for all you entrepreneurs, first thing we did was went and established the name. You know, we went and established and trademarked the name first, and then we got into after we trademarked the name, we went and of course formed the LL. Well, we formed the LLC. Then we did both at the same time. How about that one? We formed the company first, established the company, and we went through all the steps, got out, you know, did all the basic steps of owning your own brand.
Right.
And, we made the first batch, and we did a private event for a senator, actually. Pamela.
See, you got that game. You in DC, so you got the little.
Yeah.
You right there, bro. Yeah. You right there.
That was one of the blessings from being in the DC area.
Right.
If you look at 99% of my stores, look where they at. They're in the Suitland, Southeast, Northeast, Northwest, Temple Hills, Oxon Hill area. That's my base. So one thing I learned is staying with your base is very important if you're going to do this. I don't care whatever you start. We got to learn to stick with our base. I mean, sometimes the internet, of course, you got the internet. I use the internet. Trust me, the internet is my friend.
That's right.
The internet was my buddy. Like that was my second hand. But I started with groundwork too, though. I did a lot of in-store groundwork. I'm still doing in-store groundwork. That's never going to stop. In-store groundwork is very important for the liquor business. People think that it's all about just buying the liquor, put it on the shelf. But after you do that, you have to physically get people to know what you have in your product. So it's very important when we talk about entrepreneurship that we don't get away from our core values of talking to customers, because word of mouth and relationships, like I built with Zay, I think I met him I met one of you guys in Greenbelt, right?
Yeah, you're signing on, Zane.
I know that's because he's getting feedback though, but I met you in Greenbelt, correct?
Greenbelt Liquor, Lucky Spot.
So that's the whole thing. So think about this. I met him over 2000 at the beginning of 2019. You know, and I've been in the stores since 2018. You know.
Wow. No, but hold on, pause yourself though. remember the story? The storyline of it was I walked in there,
Yep.
they had the tastings and all. So he had one or two fly models with him. So I'm like, yo, I said, this stuff is pretty good, man. He was like, yeah. I was like, yo, like, who's the owner? He said, brother, man, I'm the owner.
Nice.
I said, oh, okay, I bet. So we exchanged tag and all that, took a couple of pictures, and then it was on from there.
And that's
Zane, you the culprit for the feedback, brother.
Yeah, I don't know where it's coming from, bro. I really don't know.
And
this never happened before.
And that's probably one of the important things. I think that the internet is cool. You need that, but building
you gotta put that footwork in.
Yeah, you have to. And if you don't, I think touching the customers is very important for your product, especially a product like this one. I didn't want. I'm not. I don't like really being out there in public. I'm really not like that type of person. But I became this person because when you got a product, and I feel like my product is great. Like I don't feel like it's just mediocre. I feel like we compete with all the major brands, which we are competing with all the major brands. I don't look at myself as a small brand. We just got to Virginia, ABCs. We in DC, Maryland. We just went online to 38 states. That 38 states can get my product now. Yeah, his got silent too.
Yeah, yours is muted now too, Rob.
Yeah. All right.
Something going on. Yo, so tell me a little bit about how the smoke infusion process works.
So,
because I see how that comes about from by way of a chef.
Some of this is proprietary, so if I tell you this, I might have to come see you, man. Nah. But no. Real, all jokes aside. So we do a smoke infusion process. We kind of we use cherry wood to infuse. That's basically the major part of it. Because our whiskey is made in oak wood barrels. So if we didn't smoke infuse it, you wouldn't get this sweetness, this taste that we have. It's a very unique taste. So you wouldn't get that from our whiskey. That's what makes it very important, because the cherry wood, to us, it was very, very significant. It's very significant to our brand. And other people use cherry wood now. Don't get me wrong, but a little bit of what we do with it is proprietary, and we like to keep that, because then you got the big boys, they're gonna start making the same thing. If I tell you everything,
yeah. You know how that go.
Next thing you know, they got a cherry wood smoke, the same recipe on every floor. I wonder how they get that, man. But it's not really. Listen, anybody can make it. It's branding too. A lot of what we've done, we in 65 stores now, and we only been out less than 2 years. And that's not including, we're getting with Total Wine. So we're about to get with Total Wine next year. We'll be with Total Wine, Virginia. Of course, like I said, we got the 38 states. And all of this is just coming about within the last 2 months. You know what I mean?
Right.
During the pandemic, man, I'm not saying this pandemic was kind of, man, a blessing, because not to say it's a blessing, but it made us work harder. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a blessing. I don't mean a blessing as in for like something good. I mean it made us wake up and realize that if we're going to be entrepreneurs, we had to do it full time. Right now, we do this full time. Me and my business partner. Mm-hmm. There's no part time for us anymore. Because at first, before the pandemic, we both were still working. So, and yet we still had all the stores, but we still was working.
That's the grind.
Right. I was coming from work, going straight to stores. So, and I would start work at 5:30. I would get off at 2:33, drive to a store, maybe all the way up in Northwest. I didn't leave the store till 9 o'clock, 8:39. So
that's right.
When I tell people that we've been working. Like, and a lot of people would think it just happened overnight, but like I said, it's been 3 years in the making. And we taking it full time. We work this full time. I take everything very seriously. We do everything in-house ourselves. from the labels to the tops to the whiskey to the everything is in house.
That's right. That's right.
We invested in equipment. People think we just like, man, sat around. We not doing it by hand. We invested in equipment now and things like that to make our job a lot easier.
That's
but
right.
It was hard. It was a big investment, and we took it very seriously.
And cherrywood is your signature taste, right?
Yeah. So this is our first one. So this is our baby right here. This cherrywood infused was our first one.
Are there any other flavors or tastes?
We have an applewood coming.
Right.
We have a bourbon, our 3-year anniversary bourbon. That is our high-end one. That bottle is going to run you about $45, $50 a bottle, but it's our anniversary bottle. We're only putting out, not even 75 to 100 bottles made.
Exclusive. Make it exclusive, baby.
It's exclusive. Right. And if you want one, you get one. They're very sharp bottles. Our labels are very sharp. We have our name on the top of this label part. We have a W here. So if you get 2 of them, you buy 2, you get the WW. That's the select. This is an anniversary. So
you.
3 years in the making. We worked hard, man, and we still working. And we also we made 9 different other business people, entrepreneurs in the liquor business that possibly couldn't get in the spirits without what we did, because what we did was, man, we brought
creating jobs out there too, bro.
Huh?
You said you creating jobs too, huh?
Exactly, because not just that, even with my tasters, I got 15 ladies that go do tastings for us. I got people who go down and help me bottle, label. I employ people too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and not just that, I made other 9. So we have 9 different brands though. The brand you see here is one. My sister has a brand. She has Durante rum. So we got a rum, a brandy, a vodka. 716 is our vodka. We have, we have Whiskey Wright, of course. Mahi brandy is one. And then we have 2 other vodkas. We got Big Boy Shit. It's called Big Boy Shit. It has like a pineapple flavor. That was about to roll out. We have Yuri. We have Yuri, which is our rum punches. We have rum punches. These are all individual.
You're giving me some ideas over there.
Yeah, these are all African American owned entrepreneurs that wanted their own liquor spirits brand. Of course, we don't discriminate on who comes in and want their own liquor brand, but my core market, other entrepreneurs seen one other person buy theirs, which was my sister first, and then it blossomed because people wanted to see the process and how it works. Yeah. So we also made it reasonable price. Like, we really made a reasonable price, and depending on your budget, we work with your budget. Like,
I wanted to ask you about that in terms of like how does it work for sales with liquor stores? Like, is there like consignment or something where?
No, they're not consignment. Liquor stores aren't consignment.
So how does it work? You sell them a case or
no? So it depends what state you in. You have to get a distributor. Your distributor then in turns go and has to either have a sales team to go out and get you accounts basically. So, but when your liquor starts to become a demand, then it turns around. You understand me? So what happens is the store looks for you now.
Right.
So building your brand is very important. That's one. So making sales is very good, but building your brand is very important. Because if you build a good game, what will happen is the stores will just look for you. They'll start Googling you. We had stores contact us. Through our Facebook, Instagram, and hey, excuse me, people been coming. They would email us and be like, hey, people been coming and asking for your product. Who's your distributor? So that comes from the ground game too, because say you got a liquor store in your neighborhood, but you were in, let's just say, Capitol Heights that day. but your neighborhood liquor store is in, let's say, Upper Northwest.
Right.
Well, if you keep going into that Upper Northwest store because you don't want to go over to Capitol Heights and get a particular liquor,
You're gonna request it.
He's going to ask who I am. He's going to want to know who I am. So Whiskey Wright is very important to get our name out there because we want that. We want you to go at your neighborhood liquor store and bug them. Tell them, hey, you said Whiskey Wright here, because guess what? If you come in that store 10 times, let's just say 10 times in 2 months, and every time you come, you buy a bottle, then you're buying product. I mean, they have so much product that 10 times, I'm not saying you personally, let's just say you sent somebody. Let's say you had a party and you wanted to go buy 4 bottles and you couldn't get mine, but you didn't want to go over to Capitol Heights. You want it in your neighborhood liquor store. So all you do is ask for it, and they will go get it. That's just like, it's a little different from like the clothing industry and things like that. Because what happens with the liquor stores, they feel like, hold up, I got 5 people came and asked for Whiskey Wright. I just missed that money. And all I had to do was have it on my shelf.
Yeah.
That's right. It's hot commodity, man.
So what they start with smaller orders first, and then
yes, exactly. So what happens is they'll start with, let's just say 2 cases, and if my demand picks up, they'll buy 5, 10, 20. We got some stores that buy 50 cases at a time.
Damn.
Yeah, the demand is high. Listen, think about Hennessy, right? Think about, I'm gonna mention these brands, all right, really quickly.
Because I was gonna ask you that. Why whiskey versus any other cognacs or whatever?
All right, so the reason why we pick whiskey, first of all, a lot of people don't know, whiskey and gin are the #1 sellers in America. Those are the top sellers in America. Yeah. So I think when I go into something, I feel like we have to start thinking like you cannot gin and whiskey, the #1 sellers in America, right? It's a high demand for bourbons. Bourbons are very popular in America. Mine's actually 3 years aged. So the only reason why it's not in the bourbon category is because we use used barrels to flavor it. We like the texture. So, but if I use a new barrel, new American oak, I can use, as long as it's aged for 2 years, it's in the bourbon category. So I actually have a 3-year bourbon. That's the 3-year anniversary. That's aged in a brand new oak barrel. So the flavor, the texture is totally different. Used barrels, you have a different flavor and texture. So the reason why I pick whiskey though is because first of all, it's 100% corn based. No, we don't. Of course, you have some sugar in it because of the fermenting process. But it's 100% corn based. So me, it's a no-brainer because I don't get headaches off of whiskey. I just feel different when I drink whiskey. I can get up at 4 in the morning.
It's a smoother taste. I'm not a big drinker, but I know whiskey. When you drinking whiskey, you gotta sip it. And it was a term I read an article that said when you drinking whiskey, right? Sip it neat. I like that. I like that. That was dope. That was dope. That's a dope term.
Neat.
And also too, a lot of times people like to enjoy a cigar when they sipping their whiskey too. Can you speak upon the situation with the cigars too?
Well, I don't want to
my man
cigar category because I'm not a cigar connoisseur, but I do think that your pilots, when you drink and smoke, pairing it with maybe something a little. Me personally, I like sweet cigars, so. My whiskey, I have Whiskey Wright cigars too, and we soak them in the Whiskey Wright. And yeah, they're
y'all are dope. Y'all are dope. Y'all are dope, son. Y'all are dope. I'm liking this, yo.
We really trying to take this thing to another level. We want to have it like we're not worried about cornering the market or anything like that. But with the cigars, I don't want to go too deep into the cigars because I don't want to sound like I know a lot because I really don't know a lot about cigars. I'm not in the cigar business. But to pair it with a nice sweet cigars is what and right now we partner with a company called Drunken Chicken, and this is one of her cigars. This is a DCO cigar. This has a chocolatey sweet flavor to it though, and because the whiskey has a vanilla type flavor to it, those two mix and join together. It's like that, So it's like one of those things, and that's why. But whiskey was one of my go-to drinks. I don't drink really Hennessy, cognacs. I don't drink cognacs. So I used to drink them when I was younger, but I can't wake up in the morning. You know what I mean? It seems like it holds me to the floor. So what happened was no, this is true. Well, I used to be a big cognac drinker. I would drink cognac all the time. I thought it is the go-to. A friend of mine took me out one time and was like, "Listen, this is what we're gonna drink. We're gonna drink some whiskey tonight." And I was like, "Man, that's for old. I ain't drinking whiskey. I ain't drinking no whiskey." Listen to me. She put me on to a whiskey. It was Jameson. Jameson was my first one. So it was Macallan. Not James. It was a high-end whiskey, Macallan. It was, I think it's Macallan. Macallan was like $22 a shot. So we drinking $22 a shot all night. And I woke up at 4 a.m. ready for work. So something went off in my head. And I called her and I was like, "Hey man, what was we drinking last night?" She was like, "Oh, that's Macallan something 18. It was like $20 a shot." I know that. We spent a lot of money we was out just hanging out partying. And I woke up fresh. Like I didn't wake up with that drogginess and hangover. So I started doing researches on whiskey and the way it was made and the process of making whiskey. It was very unique to me. And before I met my business partner, I was already drinking whiskeys, and other people weren't really. I didn't see a lot of people drinking the whiskey. People thought I was tripping. You know, they was like, "Man, you coming around here with all types of
smoking jacket on."
Yeah, I mean, I was drinking $40 bottles and $50, $60 bottles of whiskey, and they didn't know what they was because I started trying different products. Now I don't want to name all these products that I was trying because I don't want to plug their company. I'm gonna tell you the truth. But all respect to the whiskey business, I have nothing against these other companies. I respect them because they kind of gave me insight to do what I do. And
how do you determine your price point though? Like, how does one set a price point for their whiskey?
I think, well, first of all, it's how much you put out there. I think that you should set your price point on what you are, like what you want to brand yourself as. And ours is a 3-year age. Aging is a big factor, but you got companies that's been around for 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, 80 years, 100 years. So they have so much of it that they can sell it for whatever they want. Man, they got so much. They got football fields full of this stuff, man. Like serious business. They got football fields, literally football fields, multiple, full of whiskey. Some of these companies, they have warehouses full of it. So what happens is it's the demand and it's also the quality too. So ours is small batch whiskey. Ours is between $24 and $30, $31 a bottle. Now that's depending. The price point is also set by the stores. So
decent.
Yeah, it's still a decent price. It's a 3-year age whiskey. It's handcrafted whiskey. Everything is small batch. You don't have this huge market that is in a million stores, which to me it dilutes your product.
Oversaturate. Yeah, you get oversaturated. But let me ask you this: so you can sell it, to them wholesale, and then they have the ability to sell at whatever price they want?
No, they have to mark it up like they mark it up. Yeah, they can actually. The liquor store, they can only go so far though. They can't gouge your price though.
Oh, okay.
They can't just go skyrocket on you though. But each store has their own markup. So every store is different. You know what I mean? So price point wise, it depends all on how they wanna market it. If they wanted to sell, but it's also on how much they purchase too. So you gotta think like that. They do deals and stores run sales just like any other store. So that's like somebody let's just say they buy 75 of your hats, and they know if they sell them, if they only pay, let's just say they paid, I don't know, let's just say they paid $300 for your 75 hats. But if they make $500, that's a $200 profit.
Yeah,
but you got to think that's just 75 hats from you, but they bought 75 hats from him. 75 hats from him. Each one $200 profit. Now you just made a huge profit. So you got to think of how many liquors are also in the liquor store, how much volume they're doing.
Yeah.
So
Now, Ray, can you also talk about the event that you did for Russell Simmons' book?
yeah, that came up from a good friend of mine's, Thomasina. That's my she's actually like a publicist and a PR rep, and she's one of his publicists. So they he had a birthday bash, and he had a birthday bash, and he had his book cover and release. So he's releasing the book cover, and they asked us to come be a liquor sponsor, and they were looking for liquor sponsors, and just so happens I'm from the area, and we were in Ben's Chili Bowl. I used to be in Ben's next door, so my liquor was already there before, and they asked us to be part of the sponsorship. And that's Uncle Rush. You know what I mean? I mean the guy. I mean, I met him. I met him a few times when I spent some time in New York. I'd already knew him. I met him a couple times, and that was a no-brainer for me. Because, like I said, can y'all hear me? You guys went silent though. I can't hear you guys.
We all trying to manage the feedback. So
all right. So what? All right. So yeah, like I said, sorry. So anyway, I met him twice in New York, and he was such a laid back dude. And when they called me and asked me would I be one of his liquor sponsors and be a part of his brand, and his it's big because it's his birthday plus his book cover dropping, and I was a no brainer for me. He's a legend in the hip hop industry. You know what I mean? Pioneer, put so many people on, employed so many people from Def Jam, from Def Comedy Jam when he did the Def Jam music, the Def Jam poetry. I mean, do you know how many people came out of just that alone? So many. He made so many people entrepreneurs that to me, I didn't care what they said because I know the significance of Rush. I know the significance of what he's done um, as far as the entertainment world. I mean, from music to TV. I mean, to me, he just made so many entrepreneurs. So yeah, it was a no-brainer for me to go down there and be a part of that. And I think that was streamed to I don't know how many people, man. I know it was hundreds of thousands of people was streamed in watching that. Just on his feed alone, he had 55,000, something like that, on his feed alone.
how about that?
Kimura was also part of it. Kimura helped put it together too, and yeah, they made that happen. So hopefully we can be a part of the actual book signing, and when he drops the book, be a part of that too. I'm not sure what date that's coming, but I think they'll put that
Now,
out there soon.
Are you looking to incorporate your brand with any particular fashion companies?
Actually, we just did a fashion. It's funny you said that. Miguel Wilson. We just was with Miguel Wilson um, in Atlanta. I just got back from Atlanta. I was actually at the Fashion and Polo event, and me and Miguel Wilson have been talking. He does high-end weddings and things like that. He got some. Miguel got all the stuff though. Miguel Wilson, look him up. He's down on the waterfront, down in right here in Oxon Hill by the MGM. He has a store right on the waterfront by what is that? Note 45, I think. Is it called Note? It's something 45.
I can't remember. It's like within the first two rights when you come into the National Harbor, right?
Coming to the National Harbor, he's right across from the new Hyatt. So he's right there, and Miguel got some bad stuff. Miguel done stuff for like 2 Chainz wedding. He did 2 Chainz wedding. He did.
Oh wait, bro! I think you're talking about is his fashion joint about not too far from the T-Mobile store?
It's right on the corner.
Yeah, okay, I know who you're talking about. I've seen that
Miguel,
before,
man. And
yeah.
I was a sponsor with him and Bentley at the Bentley Atlanta. We just did it this weekend. It just passed. So I was one of the sponsors there, helping out with his event, and that was a dope event too. So it turned out to be a good networking event. Guy Lambert was there. They had 95.5 out there. Yeah, Guy Lambert. A few different people was out there though. So
Hey fellas, yo. When I talked to Ray the other day on the phone last week, he was like, "Yo, Z, you want to go down to Atlanta with us?" I said, "Damn, it was last minute. I had some other stuff lined up, but damn, I wanted to go, bro. I wanted to go."
you would have met a lot of people. I mean, he had all the models there. He had everything there. A polo event. I mean, it's legendary because he's one of the first people that I know of Morehouse that has female polo. He just posted it. First black female polo crew, and he doing some stuff, man. Miguel is a part of some stuff. That's a good brother right there. If you can support him in any way, please support that good dude. He's number one, man. I'm telling you, that dude's a good dude, man.
How does one go about setting up like in stores? Would you go around, just you and go to different liquor stores and ask them?
I actually have a sales rep that will go to the liquor stores and kind of market it for me. So they would go to the stores, talk about my brand, see if they want to pick it up, give them a little background information on who I am. Especially the local stores, they really love us. So they love us also because I physically go to the store and help, and talk about the brand. Like I go into the stores once we make a purchase, they make a purchase. I'll go in and talk about my brand, and that's very important. They like that because first of all, you get more clientele like that, but also they like the fact I'm physically coming to the store. That's very important because they rarely get owners. But like 50 Cent, you see 50 Cent do it. I'm like, hey, listen, 50 Cent worth what, $100 million? And that brother's still in stores, and he's still signing bottles, hugging people, and telling people about his brand. So he's one of my people that I look up to as far as because he has his own liquor brand. And he's one of the people that I look up to when it comes to this entrepreneurship. He doesn't sleep, man. So and I'm like, hold up, I'm nowhere near him. So I'm like, why should I sleep? Like, why am I any different? So I'm with him, man.
But Ray, I definitely want to compliment you on your brand. I've been drinking Whiskey Wright ever since the day I met you.
Thank you.
And I purchased the VSOP Branson from 50 last week. That's a cognac, but still, like, you put that up against Whiskey Wright. I mean, damn, Whiskey Wright holds it on.
Listen, we taking. That's the one thing about us. This handcrafted spirits business is right now is very important. Like, because you have to think about like handcraftedness, and people love it because if everybody can get it, it makes you feel like, all right, everybody can get it. Now, of course, I want to expand nationwide. I do want to go nationwide. That's my goal. But
38 states in 2 years is pretty impressive, bro.
Definitely, yeah.
Well, we trying. I mean, that's online though, so you gotta think that's online sales.
Okay, you there?
It's still huge. We never thought we were gonna be in 38 states online. So that is, trust me, it's huge. But that opens up the ground floor. So you gotta crawl before you walk. And I'm like, I'm very humble by this. Like I said, I've been doing. Anytime someone is interested in my brand, I love it. I'll support you as much as I can. Tell me what I can. I'll tell you what I can and can't do. I'm even wearing another brother's brand right now. Fight Forever. This is my homeboy. I saw him online. Listen, he was doing these sweater hoodies. I had to have one. Like, I'm this type of person. I've been supporting our people when it comes to entrepreneurship from day one, and this is why it came back to me. When I started with online, I had like 4,000 followers, and I saw so many people branding their company, and I used to just share their stuff, constantly share it. And I didn't care what I said, okay, you sell hot dogs, just let me share that. You sell,
you gotta support your own, man.
You sell hats, let me share your hats. Where can I buy your hats? And I started conversations with at least 40 entrepreneurs on Facebook. I used to just interact with them. I'll go find out, and when I go buy their stuff, I'll be like this, guess what? I bought this. y'all need to go support this because this brother's putting in work because he has to make this. This is a very lovely sweater. He has to put in work to buy the sweater, make it, and then try to resell it. That's an investment.
Yeah.
So
Right.
if we don't learn to support that type of thing, then we will never understand this whole thing because this thing is bigger than just one person. So
right.
with Whiskey Wright, I wanted to make. That's why tried to make entrepreneurs out of it too. I didn't want to keep it to myself. I could have kept it to myself and said, "Nah, we can't make it. We can't do this. We can't do that." I didn't want to do that because I understand that we don't have It's a liquor store in every neighborhood in most of our communities, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't own. How many liquor brands do we actually own? I mean, it's yours.
Very few.
Everything belongs to you. There's not many.
Yeah.
There's not many. They might be a percentage owner of that company, but they
But
don't
not
own it
full
outright.
100%.
I own Me and my business partner, we own the company. Like there's no dude up here in the that put the money up and it's our company. You know what I mean?
That's good.
So,
Now, just to piggyback on what you said, Ray, are there any investment opportunities for people that want to get into Whiskey Wright, or are you keeping it solely on with you and your partner?
well, right now it's the person that would have to invest in us would really have to come with money. Like
the bag.
Yeah, you have to because we're looking to expand, of course.
Oh, Santa Claus bag.
Oh no, it's not even just about the bag. It just has to be a strategic partner that wants to understand that this isn't an overnight thing. Like you have to. We put in years already of working with this company. So what we look for is someone who comes in and say, "Listen, I want y'all to blow this thing to as big as we can get it."
Global thoughts, baby.
Global thoughts. They have to be thinking global because that's the type of investor we would like to come in now at this point. Now that we have 9 brands, right? 10 brands. We're a Diageo, a small Diageo. We have multiple brands. We have one that's doing well. We have a few that's coming out. The rum is already on shelf. The vodka is already on shelf. So we got 3 brands on shelf. Our 4th one is going to shelf. And the other brands have just came in over the past 3 months. So they haven't got up to shelf yet. We just making it, getting it ready, and all of that. But this time around, when we talk about investor, I would like somebody who wants to be really engaged in what we're doing.
Nice.
Of course, we want to build a bigger facility. We need a bigger facility. So that person will have to come understanding this is about expansion. And that's what their investment is.
Yeah.
Not
understand the vision, right?
Right. They have to have that long-term 5-year, 3-year plan with us. Not tomorrow I get my money back and I'm running out the door. You know what I mean?
Marathon, baby.
Yeah, because if it's like that, then we'll keep slow rolling until we get it there. And then when we there, we fully own it all. So it has to be a strategic partner. We're not looking for a shark to come in and I want to take control of your brain. Like of course we want a shark, but we want a shark that's not trying to take our head off while we're still building.
Yeah, that's gonna be smart. You mentioned about the 39. You was like, in 38 or 39 states, but you were saying based on internet sales. Now, what's the difference in terms of sales when you start talking about actually being in stores versus being sold over the internet? Like, because everything is now direct to consumer. So, do you need to be in the store?
No, it's still in the store. It's still in the stores. Well, I didn't understand your question. I apologize.
I said, what's the difference between getting the internet sales versus actually being in store?
Oh, okay. Well, the only difference is physically we're on shelf where a person can walk in the store and buy it. That's the only difference is that we're on the shelf, but they can order it now. That's the only difference. Like a person in North Carolina now can actually order my liquor when he couldn't before. You know what I mean? Until we got a deal to get us to a company who can actually ship.
Got it.
We can't physically ship. It's liquor laws. So that is really important that you understand that too, because it's laws that I have to abide by. That I can't so if you call me and say, "Hey, I'm in California," I just can't wrap it up and ship it to you.
Got it.
You have to be licensed to do that under the government and the federal government. So, especially right now with the corona going on,
yes, sir.
it's very important that we had online. And we were kind of behind the gun on this. I can't lie. We should have been ahead of this. But we were behind on it because we were so busy in stores that it was like, man, we weren't thinking internet. We knew internet because we had people from California calling us. And we were like, it took Corona to slap us in the face to say, hey, listen, you should be online. What are you doing?
Corona did that to everybody, though.
It kind of did. It opened up so many entrepreneurs, and that's what I love. I cannot wait until we out of this pandemic. I really want to, be able to touch the people again, talk to the people in person. I love the fact that you guys have what you guys got going on. This gives me a platform to speak about my brand. You guys are very important for the culture. You know what I mean? This is important for the culture because without your platform, nobody would know who I am. Like I'm introducing myself to your people.
That's
so
right.
This entrepreneurship goes a long way, and that's why I'm proud of guys like you guys, for just putting this together, giving me a platform. I mean, I'm humbled by being invited to something so important. And a lot of people don't get it, but I get it, totally get it. And I get the hard work it goes into just creating a podcast. When I found out how much work, I said, see, people don't understand. You guys are basically putting together your own news station, your own TV network. Like, that's important. Like, branding is important. It was just important for me to, like, support. Like I told him, as soon as he asked me, I asked him what I told you, Zay. I said, what? Yes. What you mean? Can I come on to your show?
Hey, I couldn't even finish it. Yo, Shannon and Rob, I couldn't even finish the sentence. I was like, yo, we got a pocket. Yes. So, okay.
Hey.
Nah, this is dope, man.
My man.
And we here, man, we try to promote any entrepreneur. Man, you could be selling stocks, and we're gonna try to promote you or put you on the platform. It doesn't even matter.
As you should.
Also, Ray, hey, brother Ray, give a shout out to your sister's store out on 8th Street too, man.
What's that, sir? Oh, Donna.
Give a shout out to the location of your sister's store.
I was going to talk about her. Donna is very important to my company. She was the first person to put my liquor on a bar, Elroy's Bar, 1423 H Street. It's down right at the heart of H Street. As soon as you get down on the H Street coming off of Benning Road in Pennsylvania, Benning Road in Bladensburg.
Northeast BC.
It's right there. As soon as you get there, it's a famous bar now. They got hookah. They got hookah. They got food down there. They got a lot of stuff going on down there. Donna also is one of my partners. She has Durante rum. So she has her rum. So yeah, we keeping it in the family. We also have another sister partner company, Ethel 56. She just came on board. Her stuff is going to shelf now. Ethel 56 will be on shelf. That's an 80 proof, 9-grade vodka. Very smooth, very smooth. So we have that going, man. Yeah, Donna, she was very important to my company. She helped us build it up when nobody was really talking about it. She came in and kind of just took the company and started talking about it and branding it and marketing it. You know what I mean? So it was definitely important for the culture because she was the biggest. Like when it came to this, like for me, she was like just pumping it. And then once we got like that, everybody wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah, you need those supporters.
Rob, Ray, another thing too. I guess we'll talk later on. We'll meet up sometime the next couple of days or whatever. And I can send it up to my cousin Shannon and my brother Rob, and we can start having that, posted up when we do our podcast too.
Sean, I'm gonna ask the liquor store right up here to keep that whiskey right in the building, son.
Yeah, all you gotta do is tell them, hey,
I'm gonna tell them.
Look, tell them Instagram Whiskey Wright 1, Facebook Whiskey Wright 1, Twitter, everything Whiskey Wright 1, or you can just Google us and Google Whiskey Wright.
Usually I show them Usually I show him a picture. He be like, I'm gonna find it. I'll find it for you.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen, if you just Google our name, all of my stuff comes up. Like, I'm talking, because I've been so heavy on social media for 3 years, if you just Google Whiskey Wright, everything comes up. We had a article go viral when we first started the company, which helped us too. Oh, and I gotta give a special shout out to Sonny at Minnesota Liquor. Sonny at Minnesota Liquor, that's my dude. He was the first guy to put Whiskey Wright on the shelf. I'm sorry, I almost got you, Sonny. That's my apology. Sonny.
Wait, is Minnesota Liquor on Minnesota Avenue, DC, or that's somewhere else?
It's Minnesota Avenue, right in South.
Minnesota Avenue, DC.
It's right across from Orr. It's right across from Orr Elementary School. It's the only one between 19th and like 18th and T. Right, like right over there off of Minnesota. It's the only liquor store on the Pennsylvania to Good Hope side. So from Pennsylvania Avenue all the way up to Good Hope Road, that's the only liquor store there. You can't miss that liquor store.
Do you got a distributor in New York and Connecticut?
Not yet. Not yet. I haven't got to New York and Connecticut. I'm only in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. I would love to have a connection up there in New York or Connecticut, especially Connecticut though. Connecticut has they got the top. They one of the top. I mean, I love New York though. I lived in New York for 7 years, so I love New York. But Connecticut, yes, I would love to be up there. I haven't got anyone yet. We're growing the brand, and we also want to deal with people who want to help us grow the brand. You know,
Right.
we don't. You know, it's very important that they take our time with our company, that they understand that we want to build up clientele. It's not all about us just throwing our liquor on shelves. It's more, if it's not moving, there's no point to be on shelf. Put it like that.
True, very true. So anything you want to say in closing?
I just want to say I appreciate you, brothers, and everything you're doing is important for the culture. And it's important for you guys, me to acknowledge the fact that I was invited to something so special and unique. And this is like what? This is my third podcast, and
you're gonna have many. You're gonna have many more, bro.
Yeah, and listen, I want to be a part of them all. And anytime you guys listen, if y'all need a fourth wheel to come through, sometimes say, hey, just come chop it up with us, and I send y'all. We all got bottles, and we can just come talk about whatever you guys got going on. Hey, I love different topics too. I like to have fun too, man.
Appreciate it.
Don't.
Hey Ray, also give out your social media and your email handle.
All right, so Whiskey Wright 1, Whiskey Wright 1 on all platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Whiskey Wright 1. .com is whiskeyright.com. And on Instagram, Whiskey Wright 1. If you go to our link in our bio, that's where you can order from in 38 states. Of course, I have a map on my on Whiskey Wright.
Yes, sir.
It's a map on Instagram where you can basically go there, click on the map, and see if your state is in gray. If your state is in gray, then you can purchase Whiskey Wright right online.
Nice.
You can taste it today. Order it tomorrow.
I think you covered almost all of the Northwest, pretty much, yo.
Pretty much.
They heavy out there, bro. And plus another thing too, like I had Jameson and I had Conor McGregor's whiskey. I'm telling you, bro, it's not fucking with Ray's right. Like Ray's Whiskey Wright shit. The price is good and it gives you a great taste. It's not no like you taste it and it burns. It's smooth, smooth.
It's handcrafted, man, and that's one thing I want to tell all your people. Handcrafted whiskey, small batch. We got small batches, so it's intimate. You know what I mean? We take our time with it. We age it well. We the way we do it, we got a soaking process. This is a very unique process to my company. Nice. This is why there's nothing like this on the market. There's nothing like my whiskey on the market. And I know it because I've tried thousands of whiskeys on the market. I go to different stores. I used to go to different stores to pick out different whiskeys just to sample them. I wanted to know what the market was like.
That's right.
Once I figured out that we got something very unique, this is why Whiskey Wright has been turning people, and this is why I'm on your podcast now.
That's right, bro.
Oh, Ray. Also, too, I had Maker's Mark last week, and Maker's Mark don't even stand a chance against yours.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You got to think of how many people they're trying to supply. They're trying to supply the world. You know, I want to supply. I want to supply one. I want to supply enough people that we can do well, but we don't overpopulate our whiskey because we want it to stay the same. We don't want it to get to the point that we're outsourcing and doing something different with our whiskey. So this is why I said, yeah, and that's why I said we're not in a rush to go worldwide tomorrow. Like, why? Because that's gonna change the quality. That's gonna change the quality of my whiskey. Trust me. And I know it, and I know how the game is. So I don't want to change the quality of my whiskey. I want everyone to still get the same experience every time. So I want to slow roll them and build my brand up to the point my quality does not change. It's like McDonald's, man. You know, I don't care what state you go to and eat a McDonald's burger. Trust me, that burger is going to be the same. And
let me tell you a little something about McDonald's real estate. McDonald's real estate is the third most on the planet.
Of course, because of Ray. What's his name? Ray Kroc. What's his name? Ray Kroc.
I think that's his name. Something like that.
Something like that.
McDonald's makes most of their money from selling the land.
The first people, the Catholic Church got the most real estate. I forgot who's second, but then third come McDonald's. Bro.
Well, I can believe that because they buy up the land that they're on. They don't just throw a McDonald's up on your land and then you can tell them shut them down. That's
It's always cheaper to buy the lot first. You buy the property first, then build.
Well, yeah, I've only seen one McDonald's go out of business, and that's the one on. I don't know if y'all familiar with DC on Southern Avenue. That's the only one. That's the only one I ever seen go out of business. I've never seen a McDonald's go out of business.
You're probably right. I believe it.
I've never seen any McDonald's go out of business.
I've never seen anyone go out of business.
You would never see them, and when they do, they take all the signs off, and you won't even know it's a McDonald's was there because they don't want. And that's business 101. Like your brand is everything. So that's why I said with us, we're cool with having 70 stores, 100 stores, and 30 states online where I can give you quality over quantity. So
that's right. Work on your craft that way, man.
Yeah. Well, Ray, thank you for coming on tonight. I appreciate it, man.
All right, man. I appreciate you, brothers, man.
Thank
and
I
look forward to seeing you guys many more. I can't wait to meet y'all four in person. I got bottles for y'all, man.
Nice.
You already met me, man. You already met me. What are you talking about?
I ain't meet the whole crew yet.
Yeah,
not yet.
Well, look, we got time because I got a lot of events coming up, and I'm gonna invite you, brothers, to some of these events I got coming up. So trust me, when I throw these events, you guys are welcome to come. And you know you don't have to pay to come in. You with me, you just come on in, man.
Whiskey Wright, baby.
All right, fellas.
All right. Peace, man.
Peace, man.
There you guys have it. Ray Robinson from Whiskey Wright. Black entrepreneurs start their own whiskey company. How about that?
Worldwide, 38 states, internet laws. This guy's gonna be in every bar in a minute, man. And from the whole idea with the smoky flavor, he got maple, applewood, honey, hickory. That's a whole different thing, man. So
yeah, I don't think Zane realized he on mute.
Yeah, Zane, we can't hear you, brother.
So
rum, vodka, all of that.
So, before we got started with Ray, we were having a conversation, and we were talking about Ice Cube. Ice Cube has gotten so much backlash in the last couple of days over his contract with Black America.
All I'm gonna say is,
and what it basically is, just to give the viewers some explanation, is that Ice Cube put together a contract with Black America. It borrowed a lot of the components, Claude Anderson's Powernomics. And Ice Cube's position is that he reached out to the Democrats and the Republicans to discuss the contract. The Democrats told him that they would discuss it after the election. The Republicans actually, I guess, had a conversation with him. So now public opinion is that he's a sellout and he's working with the dark side because they're saying that Trump included some of the things that Ice Cube suggested in his platinum plan. What were you gonna say, Rob?
Man, listen, well, anybody puts on the table 500 billion.
Mm-hmm.
That's a large number, man. And and if he's looking to use any of the lines of with Claude Anderson and Powernomics, we need that.
Mm-hmm.
We need that, regardless wherever it comes from. We need that jump start because we've been lagging as a people, as a nation for far too long in all categories. But what we do lead in is spending. We know how to spend the dollar. We are the biggest consumers on the planet. We control over about $1 trillion every year. I'm telling you, watch, man. This pandemic is going to go away because they're not going to miss out on Thanksgiving. They're not going to miss out on Black Friday and Cyber Monday and all these opportunities for people to go out there and shop and do all the different, seasonal things. So it's important, man. I don't listen. That whole cancel culture shit. Whoever started that shit, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
right.
I'll say this. I think what happened with Ice Cube is, for one, I don't see an issue with anything that Ice Cube is doing or who he's talking to. Like, you should be talking to everybody. You
Right.
should be talking to everybody. The thing about it is, like, here's my thing with the 500 billion. I was saying this earlier. If 500 billion is on the table and Donald Trump is saying that this is what he wants to put into play, the same way that he's saying, you know what, let's get the Supreme Court justice in, put it, let's go, let's get it on the floor of Congress, let's vote on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that people are more disappointed. I think people believe Ice Cube, but people don't believe Donald Trump, and they believe that it's a play. So what I don't like,
because they see it on the surface, that's why.
But what I don't like is that Donald Trump's team use it as a publicity stunt to put it out in the public and say, like, look, we're working with Ice Cube, but we had a conversation with Ice Cube. Having a conversation with somebody doesn't necessarily mean that you're working with them. And I think that they
Ice Cube is smart. Ice Cube ain't gonna fall for no bullshit.
But they try to use that, and they try to play on to try to put people against each other. And that's why I think that right now people are villainizing Ice Cube. I don't see anything wrong with anything that Ice Cube did. I looked at Trump's platinum plan, and I looked at the contract with Black America that Ice Cube laid out, and there's very few things that Trump actually incorporated. It's probably like 2 things that seem similar, but I don't think that Donald Trump incorporated anything.
The wording is different. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So to me, it's just a finesse move for them to try to say, like,
exactly.
And and then there's always going to be people that sadly, like, people they hate Donald Trump so much that anybody whose name is attached to it, anything with Donald Trump, it's a done deal for them. Zane, I know you want to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah, I feel that we gotta at least give Ice Cube props for even trying to bridge the gap, because there's so much of it that's going on right now with Trump, with just the name Trump attached to it. So if Ice Cube is able to put something together that makes sense, it's a good start. It's a good initiation. Now, that's not to say that things are gonna work out, but at least he's one of the few that actually step forward as far as for a Black person that's trying to bridge the gap with what's going on right now. Now, at the end of the day, I kind of felt that even though we known about it within the last couple of days or maybe a week and a half or so, I kind of felt that it was already pre-planned, and that was one of the
what was pre-planned? Ice Cube.
As far as in my Ice Cube, that might have been talked about months ago, but they bringing it out now because Donald Trump definitely needs that Black vote. He definitely needs that Black vote in order to, because things are getting scarce right now. We've already seen how the debate turned out, and that was shenanigans on top of shenanigans. You know what I'm saying? So Ice Cube is Donald Trump is trying to get that Black vote as much as possible. And also, come on, man. We still got several days left. It's no telling what other Black celebrities or influences that he's going to try to incorporate some type of deal with in order to sway things towards Trump way. So just be on the lookout. I don't think Ice Cube is the last person that's going to be an influencer as far as the black community.
But you
that's
know,
going to be talking about something about.
The point that people are missing is that Donald Trump is. I'm sorry, Ice Cube is not an influencer with this stuff. Ice Cube just laid out his contract with Black America and said to both the candidates, like, you know what, this is something I want to talk about. This is what Black voters would like to see from you. It wasn't like that he, that Trump went out and solicited and was like, yo, let me find some Black well-off celebrities or something. You muted, Zane. Black well-off celebrities.
Cuba's putting the ball in their court. This is
our
demands.
Yeah. And what happened was that, the Democrats gave him an answer in terms of, we'll talk about it down the line. And, Trump took him up on it, but I think Trump took him up on it, or Trump's people took him up on it, not because they have the intentions of doing it, but they took him up on it because, you know what, this is a nice conversation piece to go out and say, well, we spoke to Ice Cube or whatever it is. You can, to me, as far as I'm concerned, you can speak to whoever it is, like, I think Ice Cube is doing something really good with having the contract. And I get why people will be frustrated with him, but I always say, like, I think people got to think beyond the surface. And a lot of stuff, people just are very much surface level people that go with anything.
That's right, brother.
So, look at this. OG Dash at Whiskey Wright said it. Brand matters. The Trump brand is so reviled, it will stain Ice Cube regardless of Cube's history with black people. And I think that's something that
might have a point. In today's world, because no one does no research, everything is on the surface.
Yep.
OG Dad is 100% right.
Yeah. And everybody is just,
you fuck with Trump, Cube. You fucked with him.
Yeah, that becomes a narrative. But it's to me where, like, the political game goes into play, like how you play the game. If I was right now, because it's playing as if Democrats weren't interested in a contract with Black America, and Donald Trump is alluding to, well, this is the black plan that I have on the floor. I would say if Donald Trump has this black plan on the floor and it's $500 billion, the devil's in the details. Nobody's looking at the details. I'd be like, you know what? Let's bring it to the floor and let's vote on it. And let's get this $500 billion passed, get this $500 billion through. But Donald Trump is using it, I think, as a political ploy, like Zane said, to try to see if he can influence and siphon off black voters. He probably running at 8% black voters right now. For him to get black voters, he ain't gonna move the needle enough for it to make a significant dent for him to get black voters.
Donald J. Trump, or whoever his name is, he's still a businessman. End of story.
Yeah. So that concludes this evening's episode. But next week we have two really exciting episodes. I'm not gonna say what we have for Friday yet, but I'll put out on Monday. We got Minister Jew. We got a Minister Jew episode that we're going to be premiering. Minister Jew does a lot of work in terms of visualization, imagination, gratitude, vision boards, and just quantum.
Quantum physics, man, bringing the philosophy, the law of vibration and words and the power of words, bringing it all to life. When we hear terms like words become flesh, they actually do.
And OG Dad, he's had 4 years of living with Trump's plan for black people. Guess what? There isn't a plan. 365. Good stuff, Kings. Once again, the culture got better because of y'all. Appreciate it. Everybody have a good evening. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch y'all next week.
Spread the word. Let your mama know. Let your mama know. We here, baby.
Peace, everybody.
Peace.